We're going over a study right now of these new studies that have come out, things that help you get a job and help you make more money once you get a job. Right now, it says if you're a male, it's good to be 6 foot or taller. You need to be not overweight, especially if you're Caucasian and a woman. It says if you're taller as a woman, you will earn more money. Your face must be symmetrical. You need to smile a lot. And if you're attractive. So far, really no big hitters until we get to the next one, Bubba, that says, but you could be too attractive.
Well, normally being pretty is a good thing, but it's been proven time and time again that attractive people make more money. Cute babies are held and played with more than others. Teachers have higher expectations in the classroom for good-looking children, and hiring decisions are made largely but often subconsciously on appearance.
Well, sure.
One study, Physical Attractiveness Bias in Hiring, shows that beauty can be beastly.
Oh, really?
When women apply for jobs typically handled by men, they are discriminated against, one of the researchers said. In these professions, such as manager of research and development, directors of finance, mechanical engineer, or construction supervisor, being overly attractive was highly detrimental to women.
Really?
This is the only case for women. Extraordinarily attractive men were not found to be discriminated against.
Good news there, Greg.
Now,
Yeah.
now your hair. How your hair plays into it.
Yeah, I heard bald people are
we're in
excessive.
trouble.
According to the Times, facial hair has long been considered a potential negative on career advancement.
Who wrote this, Ole Miss?
They report the results of a survey. 60% of businessmen without beards or mustaches feel that these features are a bad sign. Some feel that the person can't be bothered to shave, and others are just hiding something. 63% of the men also report that hair loss or balding has negatively affected their career. Now, U.S. News & World Report discusses how plastic surgery can boost careers, in particular, hair implants.
2 strikes against you, Speedy, if you ever lose this job. Facial hair and no hair.
In the corporate world, there's a lot of emphasis on image, and image goes along with self-confidence. And they go on to say that a lot of people do invest money in improving their looks because they feel this is one way they can go up in the corporate ladder. Although I will tell you, we've seen some, at times, work that appeared to be a little over the top.
Yeah.
I think you can do too much in that area. I don't totally agree with that one.
Yeah, you talking about the hair implants?
Well, no, just, plastic surgery as a whole.
Yeah, plastic surgery should be.
I think we're creating a market there we don't need.
Well,
quite frankly.
yeah, people have become a little obsessive compulsive over it, and then
And they don't have good friends that tell them when to stop.
right. Well, sometimes they won't listen.
If
Like
you're
Greg,
a woman,
he'd get everything done.
makeup. The Glass Hammer, a website designed for women executives, they say there is a strong statistical evidence. Do what?
Statistical.
What did I say?
Statistical.
It's statistical.
I got you.
Sounds like a
That
disease.
women who wear makeup in the business place get better jobs and promoted more quickly. The survey reported that 64% of directors said that women who wore makeup look more professional, and 18% of the directors said that women who do not wear makeup look like they can't be bothered to make an effort.
How about a funny line from the great Adrian Rogers when I heard him doing a message one time. He said, "Now people have asked me, is it a sin for a woman to wear makeup?" He said, "It's a sin for some women not to wear it." That's not my quote. That's
In
Adrian
the same vein, men
Honey,
who wear
put your face
makeup
on.
don't do very well in the business.
No, they don't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Unless they're a clown.
If you dress conservatively, Harvard Business Review writes that how dressing professionally and conservatively can advance careers. Women, in particular, believe that dressing the part was a vital factor in attaining success. 53% of them felt aspiring female execs needed to toe a very conservative line, avoiding flashy makeup, plunging necklines, too short or too tight skirts, and long fingernails. Exactly the sort of things that the UBS spelled out, and this is the study that they were talking about. Here's the one that will hurt all of us pretty bad here, too.
Yeah.
That dress thing just got us.
Posture.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Posture. According to Harvard Business School study,
Speak for yourself, Bubba.
power posing, brief nonverbal displays affect neurodoctrinal levels of risk tolerance.
Man,
How about that study?
wow, how about that
That's
one?
how Greg got a C6.
I'm telling you what.
Sitting in a position that oozes confidence will make people deem you powerful. Why? It raises testosterone levels by roughly 20%.
That's how you could raise yours, Greg.
Greg, you've
Awesome.
got low T.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I'm
right.
good
And lowers the stress hormone cortisol by the same. The reverse is also true. If you slouch, cross your legs, or look weak, it works against you. Sitting powerfully for just 2 minutes can make a psychological difference.
Yes.
Sitting powerfully. You know, I'll put my feet up on the desk in a second to look powerful.
I don't know if that's sitting powerful.
How you
That's what
just
it says.
stand
What
on
do they
top
say?
of
It says it is.
Where do they
Look
say?
in the parentheses
Oh,
after oozes.
legs up on desk, chest puffed out or leaning forward will make you deem
like
you're
a
powerful.
gobbler strutting.
Yeah. huh? You know, but because let's face it, I tell you the thing that I've never understood, and I've seen some men do this, and obviously I'm not a big leg crosser as a man, but if you, I don't understand men who sit with their legs crossed the way women are supposed to cross them. I don't
Rick,
understand.
I've
I'll go
accidentally
step-
done that.
I'll
I
go
have too. I've caught myself sometimes.
I'll
Really?
Go, I'll, go,
Look.
I'll go a step further.
That's not really it.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah, it is, too.
I've seen.
No, that's not it.
I want to
is
have
it.
a
That ain't
leg
what you're talking about.
crossing discussion. If you
Rick,
I mean,
not
uh,
only is it in bad taste,
wanna
quite
know-
frankly, I don't see how they do it.
I don't either.
Well, because I mean, it's like okay.
That's
so,
a woman's leg
so
cross.
this here,
It is now. You've gone to the women. Yeah, you're
And he's
there
cocked
now.
his head just right.
Yeah, you're there now. You don't cross your
Well,
legs like that, do you?
that is not as much as I've seen. I've
Yeah.
seen some men that can go with their knee
I
all
have
the way
too.
down to
I've,
the knee.
I've
too.
caught
Oh,
myself.
And
no.
quite frankly, I
no.
just don't know how that's possible.
I don't know how a
talking
man
about limp
crosses
knee?
his leg like a woman.
No, I don't know.
How do you do that anatomically?
well, no, I don't sit limp knee like this, but I mean, like, all right. So if you're sitting, like,
Oh,
this
that's
is
how-
good.
That's
This is
how.
good.
That's how.
Now
men
you're
cross.
talking about ankle on knee.
Right, but
That-
how
Even
far?
calf on knee, I think, is acceptable.
I
But
don't.
now I've seen
I
some
don't.
people
I
go
don't.
down to knee on knee, and I don't see how they do it.
Let me tell you this: as a man, this is just my call on it. If you're going to cross your leg, your ankle can only touch your knee. Nothing below the ankle.
That's tough.
Above the ankle, I mean.
What if you don't have a room?
Well, then you don't need to cross your legs. Prop
What
your
if
legs
you're
up on something.
uncomfortable?
Yeah, I can't do
What
it.
if you
Pick him up on the desk.
What if you're in a shooting house?
I
You're
never
hunting.
crossed my legs in a shooting house. Are you out of your mind? No wonder you didn't kill anything this year.
I did. By the way, I
but
mean,
I'm not
just
talking
because I
about-
cross my legs, I don't kill something. But you like when you get comfortable, you don't kind of just
No.
sit back and cross your legs.
But see,
Speedy,
you're doing it right
Speedy,
there.
you're doing
That's
it
not
right.
gay cross.
You're not
I mean,
violating.
girl cross.
I'm saying don't girl cross your leg.
no,
I'm
I
not talking
don't-
about guy
yeah,
cross.
right,
Like
right.
Ham, look at Ham's right now, and he gets this feminine look on his face when he does.
Yeah,
it.
What
Ham-
about that? What about that right there?
No.
Look at
Oh,
his
you do
face.
that.
Put your knee down.
Ah.
You've got it up there like you're some
Coach-
woman who shaved her legs or
That's
something.
the coach in him. Coaches sit like that a lot.
That's not good.
that's
A man should never.
That's okay.
That
I
right
don't.
here.
I
Yeah,
don't
you're-
like
Rick,
No,
my
he's got-
ankle, my
Yeah, but I don't
ankle's
like
on
how
my
he's got
knee.
his knee up.
What do
That
you
just looks
mean?
like he's finna
It's
bank
borderline.
one.
It's borderline. A man should never, when he crosses his leg, have it. It can't go above the ankle. You got to rest your ankle on your knee. That's it.
But my ankle's on my knee right now. But you don't like the way I'm holding my knee.
I can live with that.
Okay.
Just don't. Just. But I don't. I'd rather that knee come down.
All right, what about this right here?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's kind of my upper ankle. I mean,
Man,
kind of
you're
almost
close.
calf.
I mean, you're dancing on the line, my friend. We'll be back.
Rick and Bubba.
To Chris in Auburn, Alabama, listening to I-92. Chris, welcome to the program. How are you, buddy?
I'm pretty good. How are y'all?
We're good. Bring it on.
Hey, I just had a comment to say about the men crossing their legs.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I've done one tour in Iraq, been to Cairo, Egypt for the military, and this is a sign of disrespect over there in the Middle East that if you have your ankle on your knee and they see the bottom of your shoes, then they take it as a sign of disrespect.
So how are you supposed to cross your legs?
You don't.
You're supposed to like put your leg, like say your calf on your knee or something. You just can't show the bottom of your feet.
Oh, I
You
understand.
have to have the bottom of the feet to the floor.
You know what? That's probably why I don't go to meetings in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you got to worry about how you cross your legs, the heck with them.
Yeah.
I would
know, right?
prefer not to offend someone who's treating you as a guest, but quite frankly, some of it's just so silly I can't deal with it.
Yeah, and plus we're occupying you. We'll put our feet where we want.
And how about this? Rick, how about this? If I want to be offensive to them, it'll be a lot worse than me crossing my legs. They'll know I'm being offensive. There will be no doubt in their mind that I'm being very offensive.
RT is in the house.
If we're offensive, we usually use the Air Force.
Yeah, I'm not going to cross. Look, I'm going to show him the bottom of my foot. No, I'm going to show him. He'll know.
How about this? Thank you, too, man, for your service there. And plus, now remember what I just said also goes to, I forgot I mentioned a minute ago on gas prices, Rick Burgess' Plan 3, which no one will ever accept, and that is we just take over the oil.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're over there anyway.
And we put the red, white, and blue flag over and say, hey, we're in the oil business.
That's what every other great world power would have done a long time ago.
How about this? Oh, everybody seems to be hassling us about oil. There's our flag.
Rick showing the flag.
Got oil.
Do it again.
Got oil now.
Give the sound effect.
Point to
Give
it.
the
Point
sound
to it.
effect.
How about this? Unless y'all can militarily stop us, we're going to take the oil. There's our flag.
Hey, y'all move on. We got it. Y'all get on out.
Hey, look, we've taken over Baghdad how many times? Let's take the oil.
Really?
Point to it. Like you tell me.
Hey, you know what? We're not hassling about oil anymore. You know why? Look over there. There's old red, white, and blue flying over it. Hey, how much is oil going to cost today? I don't know. How much y'all want to charge? Hey, I tell you what. Let's get in the oil business. You know what else let's do? Let's get rid of all the debt. That'd be a good one.
Yep.
And let's go to Ashley in Huntsville, listening to 100.3 The River. Ashley, how you doing?
Hey guys, monkey grass.
We're doing great.
Monkey
Thanks for
grass.
the call. Appreciate that. Come on with it.
Big deal. I was going to call and let y'all know I am a college student at a local university, and I spend about 3 hours a week in class studying professional dress.
Oh, studying professional dress.
Awesome.
Wow.
3
Yeah.
hours a week.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet this show is hard to watch.
Yeah, I'm fixing to walk in and take a test on professional dress, on what's appropriate to wear in a workplace and correct posture and all of that stuff that affects your income.
So
Whatever.
what if the person doing the hiring does not know the same rules that you do, because it is a little bit objective, you know.
Yeah, it is absolutely objective.
You were supposed to hire me today. Really? I didn't know about that.
I didn't really care
Clearly.
about your posture.
Clearly, they should sit through class with me.
That's right. Well, I hope you do well. You can see
Thanks, have a good day.
you can see we cut that class.
We dress snazzy around here. Don't
We dress the way we dress. We could only do for a living what we are currently doing.
Right.
We would not be hired for any other job.
No,
think
I
I'm
don't
gonna
even
start-
think we dress good enough to cut grass.
You're right.
Some days. I think I'm going to start dressing nice every day. What y'all think?
Nah.
No,
pass.
I thought you were going to start dressing like a cowboy.
I am. I got me
On
some
there
cowboy
again.
clothes from Jack's
Hey,
yesterday.
listen, guys. Can you imagine these men and women that have to get up and dress nicely for their job
Oh,
every day?
well, I've done that for a while.
Remember
I
we
didn't
did
like it.
when I did sales, I did that, man.
Oh, you're
Listen,
talking
when
about
I
out of
used
your
to
element.
sack groceries and they made me wear a tie to sack stinking groceries, I couldn't believe
Would
it.
you do the little clip on?
Oh, Clip-On City.
As we come back, as promised, and we have some friends here, missionaries from around the country and around the world, and one of them is John Thomas. We talked about the $1 a Day Dad program and the success that is having in South Africa. So John will now join us for what we call Good Old Boy Theater / South African Theater. But first of all, we need to bring in, of course, the king of culture himself for Good Old Boy Theater, Mr. Bill Bubba Bussey. Bubba, here he comes. He is dressed for the Shakespearean quotes today. John, how about that right there? He is, huh? Yeah, he is coming in for Good Old Boy Theater, and the culture is streamed. He is dressed with a cape. He has the Viking helmet and horns you see in the opera.
You know, he's got a great face for radio. I wouldn't put that on TV if I was you.
Now, Bubba, a lot of people may understand.
These horns are sharp, sir.
Yes. Bubba will quote from Bubba is a connoisseur of the works of William Shakespeare. He knows them all right off the top of his head.
We would say shame.
Shame, yes. And he can quote from a Shakespearean work anytime he wants to. And so what Bubba will now do, he'll quote from one of his favorite Shakespearean works. Then you, John, will read the quotes since you don't know them the way he does. And then the audience will try to guess which Shakespearean work you guys are quoting from. And if they do that, they win.
John, this is an exception. I usually don't work with amateurs.
Nor do I.
So, Bubba, a lot of people know what we're doing. They just don't know why we're doing it.
You know, Rick, hardly a day goes by that I'm not sitting at a restaurant somewhere that someone will come up and tap me on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me, sir, are you from South Africa?"
That's right. It happens all the time.
And I said, "No, I'm actually from South Alabama."
That's right.
And then they will usually say, "Oh, you're Bubba, that cultured guy. Bubba, let me ask you a question." And I'll say, "Fire it up." They will say, "Bubba, why do you continue this barrage of culture?"
Yes.
And I say, "Friends, we are living in a cultured area.
You better
If you don't believe me, just check out the fact that Rick Burgess and myself will be grand marshals of an Indy race near Pell City, Alabama." By George, you are living in a cultured area.
Yes, you are.
And when you have that much culture, you can't leave it lying around. No, because somebody from Wisconsin will pick it up and make a ruckus out of it.
That's right.
So it's up to Rick Burgess and myself to feed the beast, feed the beast, feed the beast. Because anyone in corporate America knows the beast must be fed.
And Bubba could tell you what this Shakespearean quote means.
But I don't get paid to.
Ladies and gentlemen, what famous Shakespearean work is Bill Bubba Bussey quoting from and John Thomas, our South African, quoting from in today's edition of Good Old Boy South African Theater?
You, mignon, are too saucy.
John?
You, Bubba, are way too saucy.
Bubba again?
You, mignon, are too saucy.
John?
And you, mignon, are too saucy.
Bubba, this time with the pause as only theater greats can do it.
You, mignon, are too.
Bubba now pausing for effect. In theater circles, this is called a caesura.
Saucy.
Bubba, well done. Any hints at all today?
Well, it ain't Hamlet.
If you think you know it, 866-WE-BE-BIG is our number. First one to guess the correct Shakespearean work will win a Rick and Bubba Love package from the Rick and Bubba store, found at rickandbubba.com. And remember, never under any circumstance should you ever play Good Old Boy Theater at home, because
We are professionals.
to the phones we go. Do you know this, John? Do you know the answer?
I wouldn't like to guess.
Okay.
Rick,
No, I'm sorry, Bubba.
you knew it.
I know. No culture there.
Bless his heart.
Let's go to Montgomery, Alabama. Listening on I-92 WLWI, it is Becky. Becky, what Shakespearean work is Bubba quoting from?
Is it Two Gentlemen of Verona?
You are correct.
Oh, very good. Two Gentlemen of Verona. Of course, the inventors of the delicious Verona sausage.
A lot of people don't know that.
Is that not right?
Now, Becky, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from work, and I'm in Montgomery, Alabama.
Montgomery, Alabama, the home of culture.
How did
Rick.
you,
It just radiates out if there's enough oxygen because of the lack of trees there.
Right. How did you know that, Becky?
Google.
Google. See, people won't even take the time to study Shakespeare anymore.
Absolutely.
They just Google it.
And there are two gentlemen sitting in the studio here today as well.
Two Gentlemen of Verona?
South Africa.
That's
I've got a South African friend, so
Okay, yeah. Two Gentlemen of South Africa.
absolutely.
What part of South Africa?
Cape Town, the very best, the very bottom.
The pride of Cape Town, ladies and gentlemen, John Thomas.
There you go.
All right,
A lot of people don't know he used to own a Ford dealership there. But he got out of that to
Which
chase the
stands
ministry.
for Fix or Repair Daily.
He played it all the way there.
How about that joke is universal?
Universal.
Okay.